Good morning, this is your stats sensei, Mr. Spensei, and today we're going to go over a confidence interval for a T distribution. So, a hardware manufacturer produces a batch of 4,500 bolts used to assemble various machines. Suppose that the average diameter of a simple random sample of 50 bolts has a sample mean. All right, so we have a sample size of 50, has a sample mean of 5.11. So we know our X bar, our sample mean is 5.11. We also know our sample size is 50 with a sample standard deviation of zero point 0.1. Okay, because it's a sample standard deviation and not the population, that's what makes it a T distribution. All right, because we're working with a sample standard deviation. And it says construct a 99% confidence level. So we have a 0.99 confidence level. All right, so since we're constructing a confidence level, we're going to need our equation. And on this, we're just focusing on the calculation. We're not going to focus on defining our variable and our conditions, which we would have to do. But right now, we're just going to work on doing the computation, mainly to get the T star correct. So X bar plus or minus T star S divided by square root of n. So the next thing says we need to calculate T star. Well, to calculate T star, we're going to have to go to inverse T, and it's going to ask for our area. And our area is going to be 1 minus our confidence level, 0.99, and divide it by 2. Super important to have that in parentheses. It's also going to ask us for our degrees of freedom, which is simply the sample size minus 1. And you can type in 49 or you can type in 50 minus 1. So here we go. Second vars, inverse T, parenthesis, 1 minus 0.99, close parenthesis, divided by 2, and then 50 minus 1. And we end up getting negative 2.6799. We're always going to make it positive, just because we're positive people. T star equals 2.6799. And we're going to plug all this information that we have gathered into our formula. Well, X bar is 5.11 plus or minus 2.6799. Sample standard deviation, 0.1. And once again, that sample standard deviation is why this is the T distribution, divided by the square root of 50. All right, to calculate this, we're going to have to go to T interval. So we're going to look for T interval. So we're going to go stat test T interval, stat test T interval, which happens to be number 8. And stats needs to be highlighted. We need to type in our sample mean of 5.11, our sample standard deviation of 0.1, our sample size of 50, and our confidence level of 0.99. And when we do that, we end up getting an interval of 5.072 and 5.1479. 5.0721 and 5.1479. All right. Appreciate you watching. We do the conclusion on our next exercise. When we do a full scenario, we'll run through the entire test. But here, we've calculated our confidence interval and our for a T distribution. All right. We will see you on the next one. Thank you.